You are watching the Dr. Angie Eugene Show, where we showcase leaders making an impact in our community. Now here's your host, Dr. Angie Eugene.
Hello everyone. I am here today with Darren Lee, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his vision for our wonderful city of Warner Robins, and also the many hats that he wears.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. I always count it a blessing and a joy to be able to sit with someone and talk about the great things, the great opportunities that the city of Warner Robins has to offer. I am Darren Lee. I am a resident, native of Warner Robins, Georgia. Currently, I work for Central Georgia Technical College within the Division of Adult Education as a community outreach coordinator.
Okay.
And my job is to go out, my task is to go out and create collaborative partnerships and relationships with nonprofit organizations, finding ways that our staff and students can benefit from their services, and as well as how they can benefit from our services as well that we provide at Central Georgia Technical College.
Okay.
Other hats that I wear.
Yes.
I sit on the Board of Health, Vice Chairman of the Board of Health, Houston County. Sit on there with the chairman of the commission with Houston County, the mayor of Warner Robins, and superintendent of Houston County Schools, and other people in the medical field. And we address the needs of public health and environmental health in this Houston County area. Also, Georgia Sustainable Community Alliance, what that is, it's a micro-funding organization, state nonprofit organization, where we have funders such as BB&T, the city of Macon Bibb, who's involved with that small business association. They support us as well. They're one of their administrators sits on our board as well. Also sit on the nonprofit board with the Housing Authority, their nonprofit side, and we'll address the properties and certain areas that we could purchase properties so we can build a revenue funding bank for the Housing Authority, where they can create other services and programs for the residents. So those are just certain things that I do amongst others.
That's a lot. That's wonderful. So you say you're native of Warner Robins. How many years have you been here?
Been since 1970. I was born here in 1970. I went to Sidney Watson Elementary School at that time. I'm what you call I would say an executive brat. I know people heard of military brats, where their children, they travel around. My dad is a retired executive with Miller Brewing Company. And he started out at PAMS and went to New York and Albany and ended up retiring out in California. And I had a chance to traveled with him in Albany, where I actually went to high school, graduated from high school, Westover High School in '88, as well as I went on to Fort Valley State University.
Fort Valley.
Oh, Fort Valley,
Yes.
That's right. A great place to matriculate.
I love their homecoming out there. It's awesome.
So I earned a BA in English professional writing and editing, and went on to Shore University and earned a master's in post-secondary education, and also had seminary training in Beulah Heights in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. You have a full background. So do you sing or dance still? Choir?
Church? I think there's nothing wrong with wise fun. I've never been a good dancer, but I've tried. I do sing from time to time when I'm in the mood. Okay. But I enjoy good music of all genres, and so I enjoy life.
Okay, well, whenever you're ready, I can teach you to dance.
Okay.
Like they do with Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, I'm going to take you up on that.
Well, you have your hands full right now, but after, when you play just a little.
Yeah. One thing that I've noticed, and in an unofficial capacity when it comes to serving people, because I think you really don't have to have a title in order to be a servant of the people and serving in the community. Yes. You have to have a passion and a desire to do so and sacrifice your time and efforts. I've always been concerned about public safety here in the city, in all communities. We do have certain communities that are much safer than others, but the plan and the desire is to keep those communities safe, but at the same time do what we have to do to support the other cities where the crime rate is high. I want everyone to be able to walk their neighborhoods in safety and not in fear. So, but in order to do that, in order for that to be done, we have to find ways of supporting the public safety, the public service that we have here in Warner Robins. Now, the rate that our city is growing, we don't have enough officers.
Yes, I was at the police station. I got a tour and all of that good stuff. And that was one of the concerns.
Right, so we don't have enough officers, and we have to do what we can to see how we can create external revenue streams that we're bringing revenue that's separate from just operating off of the taxpayers, the taxpayers solely. Because if we continue to do that, we won't be able to survive, especially the way the millage rate is, and we have to continue to just raise taxes, continue to raise taxes.
And nobody likes raising taxes.
And nobody likes raising taxes. So you have to have someone who's in there who's able to think out of the box and who has contacts with other people who have to think out of the box in order to create these revenue streams. And creating those things, you have to have some type of relationships established. Positive relationships established, but not only public safety, but also parks and recreation.
Yes.
I do believe that having kids engaged and also having kids educated,
that is huge, yes.
It decreases crime.
Yes.
It decreases crime. If you really look at a lot of the youth who are being arrested and incarcerated, a lot of them, they lack education. They lack education and they lack opportunities for engagement. And we need to support the programs that we do have here in Warner Robins, Georgia, in the Houston County area, like Boys and Girls Club, for one. I sit on that board, the Boys Club of Central Georgia. We meet in Macon. I always tell them that we have to spend a lot more time here in Warner Robins, Georgia. We have a facility in Warner Robins, Georgia that's filled to capacity, and they only can serve so many students. So a new building, a larger facility that can accommodate the need with the growing youth in the city of Warner Robins, that's accessible and diverse, would be a great thing as well. Of course, upgrading the parks and also senior citizens. I've noticed my grandmother, she's 93 years old.
Yes, I had the pleasure of meeting her.
Oh, okay. I'm sure that was a great conversation. She's 93, and what we all have noticed is that seniors are living a long time,
yeah.
which is a good thing. And we need to have programs for the senior citizens, because they're not just seniors and staying home. They're seniors, they're active. They want things to do and have access to just as many opportunities of entertainment or whatever hobbies that may be out there, just like the rest of us. So we have to look into that as well. Also, of course, the veterans. We have, with this being a military town.
Yes.
Yes, military town.
And it's such a huge melting pot.
It really is.
We get people from all over the world. That comes to our beautiful city.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I can tell you, the military, the Air Force Base is the true representation of the international city. So we do have to provide, which it has happened with the Vector Center.
Oh, yes.
The Vector Center, that has been a major implementation here in this area, where the veterans who are returning, they can be trained and transition and enter back into the workforce here in this area. Also, another thing that I believe that some of us we miss is we have a great community of artists here in Warner Robins, Georgia. I don't know if you've been to the art center over on Commercial Circle. We have artists that live here all around, from around the world. And I tell you, they have great paintings, great sculptures, it's great art. It's phenomenal. And I think it's something that's overlooked, and they're very talented, and the artwork is original. And, I told them, I was like, hey, you know what? You guys really are a true representation of the international city in Warner Robins, Georgia. So it's a lot. It's a lot, of course, supporting the base. Supporting the base. You can go on and on and on, but those are the general areas of concentration. What I do bring to the table is I've served in an official capacity with the city as city council in Post 5. That was from 2010 to 2013, and I gave my seat to run for mayor. During that time, I had the first year, of course, I was green. It was a little rocky. It was there were learning curves. Mm-hmm. But once I began to work with the current mayor at that time, the former mayor, Charles K. Shaheen, was able to be a liaison between the city council and the mayor, and we were able to move things forward. And I can tell you at that time, even though council had, of course, you have your political differences, but we did come together in order to complete some projects and also put some projects on the table. And I do believe now with the, don't want to say the miscommunication, I think I'm able to be on board to bring some continuity to the council, where the office of mayor and the other offices of the council will be able to work together to really see the overall view of the needs of the people. I can say when I first came into politics, it was a time where I wanted to work in politics, but now I want to work on politics.
Good.
And working in politics, you have your agenda and things that you say, this is what I want to do when I get in. But working on politics, you assess the entire municipality and address the needs. And you want to be fair, because based on for fairness, I'm for a better Warner Robins, and I'm for you. When I say you, I'm for the people, for you and the people, and for the people, and I think it's time that the people feel comfortable enough and that they know there is someone at the table who is speaking for them, not because of their color, but because of the need of all the communities, regardless of the socioeconomic background, regardless of the ethnic background. There's someone who will be fair and who's able to say, hey, I know, they can say, hey, I know that if he's at the table, I'm at the table.
Yes. Like you said, Warner Robins is growing leaps and bounds, and a lot of people say there's not, enough to do here. So you have touched on quite a few things to do here. The art gallery, the Museum of Aviation, just different, things that people don't know about. The farmers market. The
farmers market, that is a great asset. They actually, it's homegrown, it's organic, it's natural, and it's also good for those who have EBT cards. They get double when they actually go out there. They do. So it's a lot of things out there that I don't think we take advantage of. Knowledge is power. Knowledge and power is in everything that we do. One more thing is, we see hotels being erected here in the city, going more toward Centerville, and I think we have plans some that'll be more so toward our municipality in that area down there. But we have to invest in our tourism. We have to create certain entities, programs or events where people want to come and spend their money in Warner Robins, Georgia, and want to stay in the hotels here in Warner Robins, Georgia. So if we're not marketing is a key thing. It's a key thing here, not only for municipalities, for the businesses as well. As well. So we need to work with the tourism, hotel, motel, and tourism in order to get the traffic, the needed traffic to actually boost their revenue and stay in their hotels, and they can stay in Warner Robins and get to see a beautiful city, which truly is an international city. With that, what you will see once you get out and actually visit the different venues that we have to offer here in Warner Robins, Georgia.
Yes. Okay. So what keeps you going? You are so passionate about the city. You've been here forever. So what keeps you going?
Well,
what's your motivation?
My motivation is just having a concern and a passion for the people. I just see myself as a living sacrifice. I do believe if I do all that I can do, and I'm a believer in God, I know that He'll do the rest. But I have to give my best. I have to give my best, and I have to look out for my fellow man, my fellow woman, because at times, if you are a true, genuine leader, that's what you call to do. You're called to do. You have to lead the people, because you have people who want to be led. People that who are sheep, they need to be led. You have people who wish they could speak up for themselves, but at times the level of state won't allow them to, or they don't know how to. They don't know the avenues, and you have to have someone who is speaking for the people. The people need someone that they can go to, regardless of its in an official capacity at the city of Warner Robins. Because you have parents who call me with kids who have problems in school. So I'm one who will go to parent-teacher conferences with the student, with the Board of Education, having that relationship with the superintendent and those who sit on the board. Because at times, some parents don't know how to go and address certain issues. And I also encourage parents, don't just go over there when your kids are doing or in trouble.
Right.
Go over there when they're doing good as well. So, I do this for the kids because it's just motivating for children to see, hey, not only is that someone, for some of them, that's someone that looks like me. But for others, there's someone that, hey, I know him and he's a good guy and I'm comfortable with him and he has a concern about my well-being and my future and making goals and attaining goals in life. And he also holds me accountable to be successful in whatever my dreams and whatever my heart desires. So with that, and also, from the spiritual side, I do pastor AGAPE Outreach Ministries. I've been there 12 years, but I've been pastoring 14 ministry, 15 years. And, being in leadership, as a servant, as a pastor, there are needs that people will bring to the house of worship that they won't bring anywhere else. And, just being that sacrifice, being that servant, I just enjoy serving people. I just enjoy helping people.
That's your passion. That's your
my
yes.
And I get a joy, and I have peace of mind. I have peace of mind knowing that I've done all that I could do. I've done all I can do. Now, the thing about it, yes, some people take advantage of it. They take advantage of it, and they get it, and they run with it. And then others that won't. But you don't give up on them. You don't give up on them. You do exactly what you can do. But at times you have to understand when you've done all you can do.
Right. When
you've done all you can do. But when you've done your best in doing that all you can do, you've done what you should do. Okay. So, I tell people, you take advantage of opportunity. Because if you don't take advantage of opportunity will take advantage of you. It'll take advantage of you. So that's me. That's me. I'm just as genuine as can be. I have a passion, a concern for the city of Warner Robins. And because I have a passion for the people who make up the city of Warner Robins, I'm just that servant and that the one who represents everybody in Warner Robins, regardless of who you are, regardless of your socioeconomic background or your ethnic background. I'm just Darren Lee, here to serve.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so I know you have a lot of family here, which is wonderful. So that's great. You have a grounded, you have roots here, you have the interest. So that makes a difference. It's not like you're just here to have a position, which is wonderful. You're here for more than that.
No, actually, my grandmother, my dad, and my mom, my grandmother and my parents, they worked heavily in civil rights back in the 60s, 50s and 60s. My dad, he actually started a city movement here in Warner Robins, Georgia. He's one of the 9 that was arrested during that time. I remember my sister going to Perry back in the days when they were trying to desegregate. When they did the water holes and the dogs and things, my sister was involved in that. And I remember marching for the first time back in 75, 76. I remember that back then. So it's just a part of our history. And it's not a color thing. It's not a color thing with us. It's a character thing. It's a character. We want everyone not to be judged by the skin, the color, but the content of their character. And that's the foundation of my entire family. One thing I'm proud to be a African American man, a black man. Love it. I love my race, but at the same time, I welcome everyone. It's about being when it comes to being fairness. It basically crosses all ethnic barriers. It does. And that's what I'm about. I take the history, the foundation of my family being here for years, and I don't take that lightly. Right. But it's motivating. It's motivating. I don't take it for granted. It's motivating. It really is. And I try, and the great thing about it is I think all families should have some kind of legacy to go on and leave behind. And I'm thankful that my great-grandmother and my dad and my mom, they're still living, but with what they've done, they're really leaving legacies that motivates other families. And it's not only the Lee family. There are other families here who played a major role in the growth of the city of Warner Robins, black and white. So, I love my family.
Good.
I really do.
Yes, I can tell. That's wonderful. So any other things you would like to share with our viewers? How can they get in touch with you? Whatever you'd like to say. Sure.
Feel free to give me a call at 478-202-8616. You can feel free to call that number any day, anytime. If I'm not able to answer, I will have someone, you leave a message, or someone else, secretary, will be able to take your call, and feel free to leave a message. We also we're accepting donations, and feel free, if you'd like to donate, please go to PayPal and look for Darren Lee Campaign. And whatever you donate, no donation is too small, no donation is too big. We will have a website coming very soon that will have all of the dates of our next events. And I want you to get out and vote. It's a right that you need to exercise. Yes, I want you to support me. But if you don't, still get out and exercise your right to vote. A lot of people, many ethnic backgrounds die for this right that we have. Get out and exercise your right to vote. And if you know someone who's not voted, motivate them. If they need some motivation, have them call me. If they don't know who to vote for, Darren Lee, for fairness, for a better city, and for you.